Welcome back, Hip Hop Purists, to another episode of 40 Years of Hip Hop, where we review and dissect 1,000 songs over the span of 40 years, from 1979 to 2019. This is your host with many aliases, the G-Man, aka the G-Money, also known as the Incredible G when I get mad, and also the Shinkuro Guy G. And today we'll be reviewing episode 75. It's by the late DMX. It's the song Get At Me Dog from the 1998 album It's Dark and Hell Is Hot, and it's featuring Sheek Louch. Let's take a trip down memory lane. I remember it was a cold winter night in February 1998. You can't imagine how cold it could be up in Canada in winter. Sub-zero cold status. On Saturday nights, whatever plans you had to pause them to be in front of the radio for 2 hours, tuning into CKUT's Masters at Work radio show. I can't recall if it was from 7 to 9 or 8 to 10 p.m. My memory is starting to fill with age. The only hip-hop show at the time that was playing the hits and the underground classic. With our legendary host Mike Mission, Ken Dog, and Royalty, the show was so amazing every Saturday night. I even have a few of them shows taped on cassettes, so something I will definitely share on our Meets Cloud channel for select subscribers. Then they started playing the song. I just heard a voice saying, "Let's take it back to the street, motherfuckers," and then I was instantly hooked when I recognized the BT Express sample used by EPMD on the track Get the Bullseye. Didn't know who it was, but I was hooked on the beat. The rest is an iconic song that started a new era for a great rapper known as Darkman X. That was the year DMX took over the world. Now back to the review. Get At Me Dog. As far as originality, how could this not be original? The song itself is raw and gritty, so energetic and hype, with an hyper-animated MC spinning on varnished bars about tearing the music industry while barking indignantly like a starving dog. That was definitely cool and original. The song is about as gutter as New York hip-hop can get. The video, it was a black and white, Hype Williams directed music video which saw X perform at the infamous The Tunnel nightclub, embodying the rough around the edges aesthetic that rap has been solely missing for a period of time following the murders of the notorious B.I.G. and Tupac. The song also sparked a great rivalry between K-Solo and DMX for many years. A New York rapper, member of the Hit Squad, who X had met while in prison in the late 80s. X was convinced his lyrics had been stolen by K-Solo. He claims that Solo stole the song Spellbound for him, the whole concept from the flow to the rhyme pattern. And for all these reasons, I had to go with a perfect score of 5 for originality. Courtesy of AllMusic and Discog for all the information. A fun fact. According to Dame Grease, X only listening to disco music while in the studio to relax prior to a recording session. Grease enjoyed taking eccentric disco and pop songs and turning them into something darker for DMX. In an interview on OK Player in 2009, X could have had that aggressive side when he was rapping, but one of the main things I recall is how he'd always be dancing and singing along to disco music. Discos was pretty much the only music we listened to. It helped X relax. He used to have this big-ass CD case, and it was filled with disco, funk, and soul. There wasn't one rap record in there. The only rap shit X listened to was his own albums. Who would have thought that about Darkman X? Delivery, lyrics, and flow. The song's lyrics are dark, harsh, and aggressive. On the last verse, he went hard on K-Solo by telling him to suck his dick. The track features Sheek Louch of the Locks during the chorus too. To me, DMX was similar to Tupac. To me, they weren't the most skilled rappers, but they both had an extraordinary energy and charisma and aura that were not matched in the game. That's what made them exceptional MCs. As a hip-hop quotable, for verse 1, I had to go with, "What must I go through to show you shit is real? And I ain't really never give a fuck how niggas feel. Rob and I still, not cause I want to, cause I have to. And don't make me show you what the Mac do. If you don't know by now, then you're slipping. I'm on some bullshit that's got me jacking, niggas flipping. Let my men and them stay pretty, but I'ma stay shitty. Crew this all for the money. Is you with me? Get the bitches and I'll commit the crime. When it's on, we transform like Optimus Prime. I'll form the head, roll out, let's make it happen. If we ain't gonna get with them, we'll take your cap, busting up, dusting up the softest nigga. Money with the biggest mouth, yo, let's off this nigga. Up north, this nigga never made a sound. Breathe too fucking hard and you're getting bust down. This was raw spitting by my man X, man. Yo, we transform like Optimus Prime. I form the end and roll out. Let's make it happen. That's so hill. Love this reference, you know. And the other quote I had was on verse 3 when he said, "Nah, I mean, I'm just robbing to eat. And there's at least 1,000 of us like me mobbing the street. When we starve it, we eat whatever there's there. Whatever's there, come on, you know the code in the street. Whatever's fair, bloodstains and shock means your man couldn't walk." No, you know what I mean? That was cool. On the chorus, you got Sheek Louch with DMX. And they chanting, "Y'all niggas wanna be killers? Get at me, dog. Y'all niggas wanna feel us? Get at me, dog. Y'all niggas want the real? Get at me, dog." What? Yeah, come on, what the deal? That was marvelous and nicely spit. Courtesy of Genius.com. And for that reason, I had to go for delivery, lyrics, and flow with a 4 out of 5. Now, it's time for the top 5. Drum rolls, please. My top 5 DMX songs in any particular order. We got the 1998 song. It's called "It's On" from the GG Clue, the Professional album. Then you got the song "Do You." It's on the Funk Master Flex, the mixtape Vol.04 that was released in 2000. And at number 3, I got Rough Riders Anthem from the first album, "It's Dark and Hell is Hot." And then I got "Get At Me Dog," the song that I'm reviewing. It's from "It's Dark and Hell is Hot," the 1998 album too. And then as number 5, I got "What These Bitches Want" from the album. And then there was X 1999. That was my top 5 DMX songs in any particular order. Production and beat. What makes this good or bad? The beat is eerie and borderline gruesome. Very dark with the grimier drums from the old disco sample, my kind of beat. It was one of Dame Grease's finest beats ever to me. Notes about the producer, Dame Grease. The song was produced by Dame Grease with additional production by PK. Dame Grease is a record producer from Harlem, New York. He has produced several artists throughout his career. He has worked extensively with East Coast hip-hop group The Lox. Did you check out, by the way, The Lox this week? They killed the Dipset, man, in the verses. Yo, I was so amazed. I thought it was going to be a fair fight, but Dipset didn't come prepared, and The Lox, they came on point. And even, Jada killed the show, stole the spotlight, you know. This is a versus you have to go check out, The Lox versus the Dipsets. It was the best versus so far. Back to our review. With the use of Dame Grease sounds, The Lox, it helped them acquire the street buzz that lended them their deal on Puff Daddy's Bible Records in 1996. Grease produced several songs on The Lox debut album, Money, Power, and Respect, including the hit We'll Always Love Big Papa. He was a producer on fellow Bad Boy artist Mace's quadruple platinum album On a World in 1997 too. This led to Grease's work as the primary producer on DMX debut It's Dark and Hell is Hot in 98, where he produced 13 out of the 19 tracks. Wow. With this project, Grease helped Rough Riders Entertainment build its image. During this time, Grease mentored Bronx-bred disc jockey Swiss Beats, who soon became another successful and influential sample free producer. Now, the additional production was done by PK, aka P Killer Tracks. He's a producer that mostly worked and been associated with Rough Riders artists during their prime. Afterwards, he mostly went to work for Rap-A-Lot rapper Yuckmouth on many projects. PK quoted in a 2018 GQ interview, "Get At Me Dog was initially a freestyle. Dame and I were in the studio and I just started looping with the APMD sample. Dame made some changes and it was recorded and released as a freestyle with the Locks, appearing on the Clue Me 90 freestyles on DJ's Clue's Clue World Order tape in 1997. That's when the mixtapes were ill and they were on the street. You know, you only had to spit golden bars to appear on one of the Clues tapes or any other DJs. The beat contains only 2 samples. Multiple elements from Everything Good to You and Always Good for You by BT Express from 1974, the sample that EPMD laced well on Get the Bozak, and vocal lyrics from I Shot Your Freestyle by DMX that was released in 96. Forget courtesy of whosample.com for the credits and lyrics. For that reason, I had to go with, for production and beat, with a perfect 5 out of 5. Before we get back to the next section, we at 40 Years of Hip Hop use Buzzsprout to broadcast our podcast and get our show listed on every podcast platform available. So far, our podcast is listed on over 20 platforms and reached 10,000 downloads in less than a year. As a Buzzsprout member, you will get a great looking podcasting platform, an audio player that you can drop into your website, even WordPress. You will also benefit with detailed analytics and tools to promote your episode, like audio-video snippets of your podcast called soundbites. My favorite benefit is that I get to generate a second revenue by talking about something that I'm passionate about. Think about it. If you're a fan of something, try podcasting about it. It's easy as 1, 2, 3 and can generate a second revenue. Get started for free, no credit card required, cancel anytime, no contracts. Use the link in our episode notes to let Buzzsprout know that we referred you, and if you sign up after the trial to a paid plan, you'll receive a $20 Amazon gift card and help support our show. Buzzsprout is the way to go. Relevance and longevity. Did it stand the test of time? If so, how? Hell yeah, it did pretty well on both commercial and underground radio. The single charted and peaked at number 39 on US Billboard Hot 100, number 19 on US Hot R&B Hip Hop Songs, number 6 on US Hot Rap Songs. The song was in reality a remix of the Get At Me Dog freestyle by DMX and the Locks on the DJ Clue mixtape, as mentioned earlier in the Beats production section. The song was only sampled in 8 songs. Most notable ones were Pull It by Cameron featuring DMX in 1998, Where You At by Fat Man Scoop and the Crooklyn Clan in 1998, Freestyle with Remy Martin by Big Pun featuring Remy Ma, that was a 2001 freestyle, and on Pops by A$AP Ferg featuring A$AP Rocky in 2019. And for all these reasons, I had to go with a 3.75 out of 5 for Relevance and Longevity. A fun fact, he was the first artist to debut an album at number 1 5 times in a row on the Billboard 200 charts, and was also the first living hip-hop artist to have 2 projects go platinum in the same year. Overall, DMX has sold over 74 million records worldwide. Impact. How did this song impact hip-hop culture? The song's impact on hip-hop is simply impressive. That song started everything for the DMX and Rough Rider takeover. A new sound, a street sound, a raw style with a frenetic energy. The song can be credited to centering mainstream rap back in the streets and away from the shiny suits uptown and a bad boy style. It sparked the battle rap style performance back into the rap circuit. DMX rapped for the masses and was the voice of the unheard. You can see it in his lyrics when he says "we hungry," referencing everyone instead of himself, only that robs to live or eat, for example. DMX was a complete trifecta. He was a rapper, songwriter, and actor. He released many commercially successful albums and classic rap anthems. DMX was featured in films such as Belly, Romeo Must Die, Exit Wounds, Cradle to the Grave, and Last Hour. In 2006, he starred in the reality TV series DMX Soul of a Man, which was primarily aired on BET Cable. In 2003, he published a book of his memoirs entitled Earl, the autobiography of DMX. In 2015, Pitchfork wrote the debut album from DMX is like Dante's Inferno of rap. His infamous stage presence and aggression gave a voice to the voiceless in the streets of New York and overnight changed the course of hip-hop. AllMusic commented that unlike so many other hardcore rappers who are more rhetorical than physical, DMX commands an aggressive aura without even speaking a word. In April 2021, DMX was hospitalized due to a cocaine-induced heart attack. He never regained consciousness and died of multiple organ failure a week later. He was a successful artist but a troubled man too, with many untamed demons. Let's celebrate his life in one of his untouchable classics. It's been many years since DMX's debut single has established him as one of hip-hop's most aggressive, honest, and barkiest rappers. Rest in peace, Earl Simmons Jr. You deserve it. And for all these reasons, for Impact, I had to go with a perfect score of 5. Fun fact, the album It's Dark and Hell is Hot was also the culmination of a decade-long journey trying to make it a hip-hop. In 91, DMX was featured in the Unsigned Hype section of The Source and signed with Rough House Records in 92. He released a single called Born Loser, which didn't catch on with the radio crowd. And X was eventually released from his contract, and then the rest is history. As a total score, I went with a 22.75 out of 25 for a 91%. Thank you, fellow hip-hop purists, for tuning into our podcast at 40yearsofhiphop.buzzsprout.com and click on the support us heart icon to buy us a coffee so that we can continue to our weekly podcast journey until we reach 1,000 episodes. We're also available on all other major podcast platforms, YouTube and Dailymotion. Follow us on social media at 40 Years of Hip Hop on IG, Twitter, and Facebook. Links in podcast notes. We've also made FeedSpot's top 50 hip hop podcast list at number 40. Go check the list, link in our episode notes. I'll be back next week with Is That Your Chick by Memphis Bleak featuring Jay-Z, Missy Elliott, and Twista. This is the G-Man and I'm signing out. I'm Howdy 5000. Peace.